All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah Kodash. Second of all, I want to give double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone, Elder Tahar, down and rule well. And third of all, I want to give a peace and safety to the hopeful elect out there, the brothers that push this truth, the truth of the King James Bible, and all truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the globe. All right, so I just want to do a short lesson of how alone the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai allows it to go. And I want to name the video, The Same Spirit's Coming Back. All right, and what made me want to do this lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, I was watching this a video earlier with this guy, Charleston White, which I never really watched any of his videos. I heard his voice before, I heard, um, um, his voice on clips or whatever. You watch him YouTube shorts or whatever. As far as like watching a whole video with him or watching, something, because I really just don't care, to be honest. All right, and now I know why, because with the clips I watched. All right, he was always talking about basically like he just gets on rappers all day, which we get on rappers too, but that's all he does. He just gets on rappers all day. All right, pretty much. That's all he does is talk shit about rappers all day. Like I said, I really don't, unless your scriptures coming out to that you're using to rebuke those rappers. All right, you just screaming and hollering about rappers all day. You really, I really had no interest in it. So, in gang banging and all, I really have, unless you got scriptures to go with it, precepts to go with it, out of the King James Bible, I really, don't really care to hear your opinion about it. I already know they're wicked. All right, and only like to watch videos of rappers getting rebuked, brothers doing rebuke videos on rappers, because scriptures come out with it, precepts come out with it. All right, but he's just up there blabbing about rappers all day, and so I never really cared to fully watch one of his whole videos. But today, I ran across this. It popped up on the feed. It isn't this exact video. I found a shorter one. All right, but Lord Will's brother can see on the screen. It says Charleston White goes in on the Hebrew Israelites for showing up to the Barclays Center or whatever. Um, which he's talking about. The whole topic was about when the IUIC went to the Nets home game when Kyrie Irving posted that that video from that unlearned dude, whatever his name, Ron Dalton. I think, yeah, Ron Dalton, from Hebrews and Negroes, which he's lost. That dude is lost, just like Kyrie Irving is lost. Be not children tossed to and fro from every strange doctrine, manner of strange doctrine, roughly paraphrasing, which that's what Kyrie Irving is. All right, but and that one dude, Ron Dalton, he's lost too. He's just as lost as he is. He's saying the white man is Japhet, and um Egypt is Israel is in the land of Egypt. This is a bunch of garbage. All right, but anyway, that's what he was talking about, which I agree with that. That was that was really a waste of time to go down there and line up 100 people down a block and scream all day in front of the game, and that that was a waste of time, to be honest. All right, so I agree with him on that. But then the problem was he started talking about how what kind of God would leave his people after doing something from 2,000 years ago and punish black babies today for it. Basically, he was saying what kind of God would curse his people for this long. All right, a God that can do whatever the hell he wants to do. That type of God. All right, and we deserved it because we broke the Lord's covenant, the law, statutes, commandments. All right, so we deserved it. But a good precept would do put right there to best describe it. At 4.4K, that's spirit 4.4K. We're picking up out there, but yeah. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Hosea 4:6, classic OG scripture. Um, but yeah, he started talking about what kind of God would do that, and then you niggas ain't. He said you ain't doing nothing but standing out there in the corner reading from a book. All right. He said you can't teach me about a God from reading in a book. You got to show him what God is. Then he went into this whole rant about how um his mother showed him God. It's just a bunch of nonsense, man. Just a bunch of nonsense. But yeah, man, I watched a video with this dude. I said, yeah, no wonder I never really Now I really don't care for this guy at all, and I'm not personally attacking him because, like the elders say, it's not their fault. The Most High just shut their ears and blind their eyes. It was not really his fault. But when he said that, I did get upset about it. When he said that, I waited a little while before I did the video um, on it because I was kind of angry when he said that. Cause you just get tired of hearing Jake say that, man. And these niggas keep coming with the same solution. Why don't you niggas go to the black communities, go to the hood and teach our people, help our people, and help open up black businesses and black banks and food banks and food lines for black people in the ghetto and in the hood. Why don't you niggas do that? Why don't y'all do that? Same old dog and pony show, same old dance, man. Same old garbage. All right. And what is he doing? He ain't doing nothing but sitting on it all day. I don't know this guy personally. I don't know what he does, but it don't matter what he's doing because I know one thing: he ain't out there pushing the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. But that's the only thing that counts. All right, that's the only thing that's gonna get us out of the situation. Going to the ghetto and talking to young black men about the street life, and you don't want to go that way. You're not doing nothing. When you push this word, that's when you're doing something. All right. So he ain't doing nothing, man. He ain't doing nothing to help our people's situation. All right, at all. But just running his mouth on the internet because he found a way to make money where you don't have to work for the white man. Cause he really don't care about you niggas, man. To be honest, he really don't. But just like the rest of them niggas. But let's hit the scriptures. Abaratazar wasn't Lord will I wasn't blabbering too much there. Let's hit some scripts. These are the same spirits coming back, man. The exact same spirits coming back. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. When you read Exodus, the 20th chapter, the Lord equated the word Egypt with the house of bondage. So basically, the Lord saying, the Lord is going to put you in slavery again with ships, all right, which the whole world knows about the transatlantic slave trade, all right, and that's what this is talking about, all right. So that's why the transatlantic slave trade happened, because it was a part of the curse that the Lord put on his people, all right, by the way thereof for being rebellious, like these niggas are doing. By the way thereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there you should be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, slaves. And that's why we went into hardcore slavery, because we broke the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord. And that's why we're still in the bad situation that we're in here in America, because we broke the Lord's law, statutes, and commandments. Lord's law, statutes, and commandments. Bondmen and bondwomen, and no man should buy you, meaning no man should free you. No man is going to be able to get you out of the situation that you're in. No man will be able to make your situation any better. Look at Martin Luther King failed. Malcolm X failed. What's the other? Fred Hampton failed. All them guys failed. All right. Geronimo. They tried to do great things for our people. They all failed, man. They all failed. Why? Because no man is going to be able to get us out of the situation that we're in. The only one that can get us out of the situation that we're in is the Lord, man. The Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. So any other plan a man has is going to fail. All right? Because the Lord ain't with it. The Lord's the one that's going to get us out of the land of the north. All right, real quick. This is Psalms chapter 127, verse 1. A song of degrees of Solomon. Except the Lord built the house, they labor in vain that built it. Right. So the house the Lord wants you working on is the house of David, not the house of black people coming together and love and stop pushing violence on each other. All right. Which we want that too, but we understand that's only going to come in the kingdom. We're tired of seeing our people kill each other too. All right, but we understand again that's going to come in the kingdom of heaven when that's going to stop. All right, when we're lifted from the curses. All right, we want to see our people get along and live in harmony too, but it's not going to happen on this side, man. All right, not the house of Islam, not the house of black consciousness, not the house of Christianity or Baptist or any of that other trash. All right, the Lord wants you working on the house of David, building on the house of David, so to speak. All right, except the Lord built the house, they labor in vain that built it. All right, now again, the house the Lord wants you working on is the house of David, which is the house of the elect. All right, pushing the word of the Lord. All right, building the house of the Lord, being a brick to build the house of the Lord, man. All right. Except the Lord keep the city, the watchmen waketh but in vain. Right. So again, if you're trying to build a house of consciousness or a house of Islam or a house of building the black community better, that house is gonna fall, man. All right. And the fall of it is gonna be great, like the Lord Yahweh Shah said. This is St. Matthew chapter 7, verse 24. Therefore, whosoever hear these sayings of mine and doeth them, right, doing the work of the Lord, believing in what Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah said, all right, I would liken him unto a wise man that built his house upon a rock, right, to build his house upon a rock, all right, which that rock is who? The Lord Yahweh Shah, verse 25. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the wind blew, and it beat upon the house, and it fell not. Right, because the house was built upon the Lord. The Lord blessed that house, which the Lord is blessing the house of David, man, the house of the elect of the nation of Israel. The doctrine of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah. That's the doctrine of the house the Lord wants you to build up on. All right, not the shit these niggas are talking about on the internet, man. All right, the conscious community and all, and these guys, black community loving niggas. And most I ain't working, don't want you working on that house. That house is gonna fall. Which built his house upon a rock, verse 25. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the wind blew and beat upon the house, and it fell not, for it was found upon a rock. Right, it's found upon a rock, which again, that rock is Yahweh Shah, the chief cornerstone. Verse 26. And everyone that heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them not shall be likened unto a foolish man. Like this dude, Charleston White, is a foolish man for what he said, unless he repented from it. Because again, I don't watch his videos. Really don't care to hear the dude talk or anything. Now I know I don't want to hear him talk. I really didn't care in the first place. Now I know I don't want to hear nothing else he got to say. All right. A foolish man which built his house upon sand. All right. And that's what them niggas is doing. Black community loving, building niggas, consciousness niggas, black consciousness niggas, Christianity niggas. They're building their house upon sand. And that house is going to fall, man. And when it falls, like the Lord said, and it fell, and great was the fall. Right. And it fell, and great was the fall. All right, so it's gonna fall hard, and it's gonna be a treacherous fall, man. I'll just say that, a really bad fall. All right, because you niggas is ungrateful, man. All the things the Lord did, and the niggas is just ungrateful, man. To Yahweh Bashim Yahweh. Again, you're the same spirits. Matter of fact, let's get that in numbers real quick. When I heard the dude talking, this same first scriptures I was thinking about, man. This Numbers chapter 14, verse 3. Wherefore has the Lord brought us unto this land. Let me start at 1. Numbers chapter 14, verse 1, Salakia. And all the congregation lifted up their voice and cried, and the people wept that night. Which we're all complaining, man. We all complaining to the Heavenly Father, man. But it's a right way to complain. It's a wrong way to complain. If you're complaining and saying the Lord needs to destroy this place and deliver us from this devil's hands, you're complaining the right way. You're complaining the wrong way is when you're saying this man needs to treat us better so we can live better in his society. You're complaining the wrong way. All right? But all jakes really are crying out, man. But we're not. But if you equality looking for jakes, you're crying the wrong way, man. You're crying out to the Lord the wrong way. You're praying and asking for the wrong thing, man. You should be praying the Lord destroys America, man, and puts his devil in chains. The so-called white man, Esau. And the people wept that night, verse 2. And the children of Israel murmured against Moses and Aaron. And the whole congregation said unto them, would Yahweh that we had died in the land of Egypt, or would Yahweh we had died in the wilderness? Verse 3. And wherefore hath the Lord brought us into the land to fall by the sword, that our wives and our children should be a prey? Was it not better for us to return to Egypt? It's the same spirits. They want to go back to Egypt. They like Egypt. They like being slaves. All right. Verse 4. And they said one to another, let us make captains and let us return to Egypt. So any nigga, and that shows everything is spiritual. Any nigga that's any so-called leader amongst the blacks, Latinos, and Native and Seminole Indian community that likes it here, but they just want Esau to treat us better. It's the same spirits, man. It proves it's the same spirits. They set up leaders that ain't trying to get us out of the situation, get us out of America, period. Which that's the only thing that's gonna change our situation. They're just niggas looking for equality in Esau's system. So it's the same spirits, man. Cause any of them rappers and these YouTube speakers or whatever they want to call themselves, all them, they're just talking about equality in America, looking to complain to the white man to change his ways and treat us fair. They don't want to see the white man in chains. We want to see the white man in chains. We want to see America burned to the ground. That's what we want to see. All right. It proves it's the same spirits, man. All right. And let me jump down real quick to verse 18, because he said that what kind of God would for something somebody did 2,000 years ago punish little black babies today. But here's the answer, verse 18. The Lord is long suffering and great of mercy. And the Lord is long suffering, man. But all you niggas that are talking that garbage on the internet, man, especially niggas that's going against what the MOTB is, saying that it's not the microchip technology, all right? The Lord ain't gonna have mercy much longer, man. Why? Because you're speaking against the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. You're taking away from the book. That's a prophecy, man. All right? You're taking away from the prophecies, man. You're taking away from the book, which is a problem. And greater mercy, forgiving iniquity and transgressions, and by no means clearing the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation. So that's the answer. All right. The reason why our people committed, and another thing too, where our forefathers coming back and reincarnated. All right, but the Lord said, "I visit the iniquity of the children." Like I said, your father upon the children to the third and to the fourth generation. So that's why we're catching hell. We're paying for what our ancestors did. All right. And the Lord told us that was going to happen. All right. The Lord, did punish our people in those times, in certain situations, put them in captivity. But the generation today, Jake today, so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native and Seminole Indians today are paying the consequences. The curses fell upon us. Us coming into cargo slave ships, us going into hardcore slavery, that fell upon us. All right. So that's the answer. But he knows that, but he just don't accept it. He's one of them jakes that just don't accept the truth. And the scriptures say, "Whosoever despises the word should be destroyed." So unless he repents, he's going to be destroyed. Verse 19. Pardon, I beseech thee, in the iniquity of thy people, according unto the greatness of thy mercies, and thou hast forgiven his people from Egypt until now. All right, let me jump down to verse 31. All right, jumping down to verse 31. Because them niggas, they're not going to make it out of here, man. Jump for 29, and the point is in 31. Jumping down to verse 29. Your carcasses shall fall in the wilderness, and all that were number of you, according to your whole numbers, from 20 years old and upward, which have murmured against me. 20 years old isn't old, but basically put it in today's perspective. Most like that guy, Charleston White guy. The scripture say you can't put new wine in old bottles, man. All right, and them niggas has been talking that garbage about black communities and all that trash, man. You niggas have failed us, man. The older generation has failed us, man. It's straight up failed us, man. Unless you pushing this word, all right. That's the only way you're doing something about it. Unless you're pushing this word. But as far as you still talking about black people coming together and all that stuff, and the white man need to treat us together, treat us better, you niggas have failed, man. All right. And that's why the Most High is gonna do away with you, man, because you're really the homeborn slaves. Niggas like him, Charleston White. All right. 20 years old and upward, which have murmured against me. Verse 30. And doubtless ye shall not come into the land concerning which I have sworn to make you dwell therein, save Caleb the son of Jehud and Joshua the son of Nun, which the day that would be the elect, going into the land of Israel in the first go round. Because the rest of our people are going to die and come back. Verse 31. But your little ones, which ye said shall be a prey, them will I bring in, and they shall know the land which ye have despised. Which today, who's the little ones? The elect, at the parable of the Lord Yahweh Shai kicked out. They're the ones, the elect, the little ones, which is the elect. They're the ones that's going to go on the first go round. But the rest of our people are going to die. All right. This is St. Matthew chapter 18, verse 6. But whosoever shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, and any brother out there that would have heard that dude speak. Well, that video was pretty old. It was put up 2 months ago. But any sincere brother out there that heard that guy speak would have been offended, man. Straight up with what he said. Now, what he said about the IUIC, that was true. Going to the Barclays Center, that was a waste of time, man. But all that about the Bible being a book, you can't show me a God, that there's a God from reading out of a book and all that trash, would have got offended. Any brother, I know any brother in Great Millstone would be offended by that. Greatly offended. Alright, so the Lord said, with those little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone was hanged about his neck and that he drowned in the depths of the sea. So it's better for you to tie a boulder, pretty much a boulder to your neck, and jump off the nearest bridge. It's better for you to do that than you offending one of these little ones, man. Alright, verse 7. Woe unto the world because of offenses, for it must need be that offenses come. But woe to that man by whom the offense cometh. Right, so woe to that man by whom the offense cometh. Alright. So the Lord's going to deal with that dude, man. Alright. And all the great things, and it just shows the ungratefulness of Jake too, man. It's another scripture I was thinking about. This is second Ezra chapter 1, verse 3. The son of Aaron, the tribe of Levi, which was captive in the land of the Medes in the reign of Artaxerxes, king of the Persians. Verse 4. And the word of the Lord came to be saying, go thy way and show my people their sinful deeds. Which that's why the Lord got his men out there. And he said in the video, he said that you niggas just standing out there on the corner reading from a book. Well, the Lord sent his men out there to warn, to tell you where you're going wrong and how to correct it and how to get out of the situation that you're in. And no, I don't want to hear that, man. It's better for me to get on the internet and talk shit about rappers all day, and the white man, how he's mistreating us, and maybe he'll finally wake up and treat us better, and it's better to go to a funeral and hug black mamas. That's what he said. That's what he said. He said that what we're doing is nothing, pretty much standing on the corner reading, but going to a funeral, a black mom's funeral, and hugging her, that's doing something. What the fuck? What is that doing? What is that doing for the black community? So-called black community. Nothing. Zero. You niggas ain't got the answers, man. None of you niggas got the answer, man. You're playing with fire too, and the Most High is gonna get rid of you. A lot of you niggas, man. In 2023, more of you niggas. The Lord's gonna get rid of you. All right. This is me speaking as a man, but I feel through the Spirit, the Lord's gonna start getting rid of a lot of you niggas that's coming up against the doctrine of the Lord, man. All right. Go thy way and show my people their sinful deeds and their children their wickedness. That's why the Lord got his prophets out there, which they have done against me, and that they may tell their children's children. Verse 6, because the sins of their forefathers are increased in them, for they have forgotten me, and have offered unto strange gods. Now he said in the video, again, not personally attacking that guy, because I don't know that guy. All right, but I'm just going by what he said. He said that his mama showed him God. All right, which the God he probably believes is Jesus Christ, which is a white man. All right, which Jesus Christ don't even exist. Well, he does exist. He's David Rockefeller, but that's a whole another story. But whole another lesson. But yeah, that's the God he believes in. The God his mammy taught him. All right, and she believes in white Jesus. Verse 7. And not I, even he that brought them out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage, but they have provoked me unto wrath and despised my counsels. Just like now. Niggas just standing out there reading from a book. That's despising the counsels of the Lord. All right, verse 8. But put thou off then the hairs of thy head and cast all evil upon them. That's what the Lord's getting ready to do. All right. Now we're getting jacked up now, but Jacob's trouble is coming, man. All right, and that's when the real evil is going to come. For they have not been obedient unto my law, but it is a rebellious people, right? But there's a rebellious people. All right, a rebellious people, man. And the Lord's getting in the scriptures say what? Rebellion is that's the sin of witchcraft, and the penalty for being a witch is what? Death. All right, the consequences of the penalty again for being a witch, for practicing witchcraft and all that, is death. So the Lord compared rebellion to sorcery, man. which again, that's according to the law, that's a penalty punishable by death. All right. So yeah, man, you niggas about to get it, man. I have one couple more precepts after that. I'm gonna close it up. This is Psalms chapter 118. More scriptures. Chapter 118, verse 8. This thing will click. All right, there we go. Psalm chapter 118, verse 8. It is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in men. All right, and you might say, y'all just men, just reading from a book. All right, but whose words are we reading? Let's get this real quick. We reading the words of the Lord. The Lord said, it is not ye that speak, but the Father that speaketh within you. All right, this is Psalm chapter 68, verse 11. The Lord gave the word, so the words that we push are the words of the Lord. The true words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua are found in the King James Bible. All right, which is what we're pushing. All right, and great was the company of those that published it. Right, now men did write it, but the Most High, it was all through inspiration of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. They're the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. They weren't the words of Ezekiel. They weren't the words of Isaiah or our forefather John on the island of Patmos. All right, the Lord gave them visions and told them to write it down, but they're really the words of the Lord. All right, that's what you niggas don't understand. Why? Because you're drunk off that Babylonian juice. Any nigga talking about the Bible is just a book, and then that's you. It's a good chance you might be. You saying that you might be an Edomite, man. Like straight up, I believe any nigga. The scriptures say a fool has said in his heart, the heathen would not sit after the counsels of the Most High. Roughly paraphrasing. Any nigga talking about I don't believe the Bible is the book of the is true or something like that. You might be an Edomite, man. Like this Charleston White, he might be an Edomite, man, or a Hamite. All right, this is back in Psalms chapter 118, verse 8. It is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in men. All right, so again, we are men, just regular men, but we're pushing the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, starting with our elders and apostles of Great Millstone. You niggas are just on the internet blabbling bullshit all day. Stuff this niggas been saying for years, and you get a bunch of dummies to follow you, man, to believe in that same trash that 20 niggas 30 years ago was saying. All right, but it's cool because all y'all gonna fall together, man. All y'all gonna go down together. All right. Let's get one more. This Psalm chapter 119, verse 104. I think it is. Yep. It's like it. Psalm chapter 119, verse 4. Through thy precepts I get understanding. Right? Through thy precepts I get understanding, man. If you sit down and listen, scripture say, keep thy foot when thou go into the house of the Lord, and be more ready to hear and is to get a sacrifice of fools. So you're supposed to sit down and listen and process it and pray the Lord allows you to understand it. All right. The Lord said, through thy precepts I get understanding. If you get the full understanding of this truth, you'll know why black people suffer the way they, blacks, Latinos, and Native and Seminole Indians suffer the way they suffer. All right. And how to get out of the situation that we're in. Through the precepts. All right. Through thy precepts I get understanding, therefore I hate every false way. And the false way is Christianity, the false way is baptism, the false way is love for the black community. There's no such thing as a black man or black woman first and foremost. All right. And the black consciousness movement, all right, those are all false ways. And you're supposed to hate them, despise them, which I do personally. All right. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, I kind of had to, chill out a little while because I did get pretty mad when I watched the video. Then I thought about it like, this dude's just lost, man. That's all it is, just lost. Matter of fact, the guy had posted that. Let me close up with that scripture. Because he's under this category. It's Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge, which was he's done. Because again, he's heard the word of the Lord. You can tell when you listen to this video, he's actually listened. All right, he just rejected it. And I will also reject thee, and thou shalt not be a priest unto me, seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, and I will forget thy children. All right, so the Lord's going to forget you. When Jacob's trouble comes, the Lord's going to laugh at you, man. When you catch your hell and the white man's kicking in your door and breaking your nose and blacking your eye, all right, you praying to white Jesus or whatever God you serve, all right, the Most High is going to be laughing at you, man. All right. So with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash, double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and safety to you brothers that push this truth and sincerity. With that, I'm going to say Shalom.